So today I just got my box from Autotech. It is the cold air intake for the Mk6 Gti. They do have two different versions. They have one for the CCTA and one for the CBFA. I do have CBFA, so it does come with a couple additional items. First you have your instruction booklet. These are the tools you're going to need: a T15, a T20, a couple Allen wrenches, some channel locks, and screwdrivers. It also has the coupler that will go on the outlet of the turbo compressor housing. Looks like a couple clamps, and also this tube here, which is for the CBFA, for the SAI extender, so that you can still plug it in and not have to run a separate filter. Of course, they all do come with a Canon cone filter. And then, of course, the pipe itself. It is a composite plastic. I guess you would call it maybe like an injection molded. Try to get a good view of it. So this is the end that would connect to your turbo. Of course, on the back side you have the connector for the PCV valve, and then it comes along. Right there is where you're going to mount your MAF sensor. There have been a couple people who on the forums have said that they feel as though this is going to be an issue. So what they'll actually do is cut off the pipe here, cut off the pipe here, get two additional silicone couplers, and then use their stock MAF housing. I'm going to put it in exactly as you see it and do some data logs to make sure everything is good. And if anything's out of the normal, then I'm probably just going to cut this apart and put the stock housing back in. This is where the filter connects to, which is going to be right in front of the battery. Then of course right here is the connector for the SAI tube, which is right there. Hopefully, as long as it stops raining, I'm going to do an install today, and I'll let you guys know what I think. I did forget something with this. Reading on the forums, there were some people saying that the inside of the tube here and then the inside of this other tube that goes in the turbo had some sharp edges on them and was creating a whistle. I used to have a CTS cold air intake, and it whistled just like every other cold air intake for a Mk6. But some people were thinking the sharp edges were creating, I guess, a vortex and the air was whistling. I don't feel any sharp edges anywhere on this whole piece. Everything is nice and smooth. But some other people have also said the whistling is caused by the diverter valve, the stock one. Just kind of, I guess, leaking air at high boost. So I actually did also get a Go Fast Bits Diverter Valve Plus, which should also be here today. And again, if it's not raining, I'm going to try to put them both in. But I'll do an unboxing of that one as well. So I just got the Go Fast Bits Diverter Valve Plus in the mail. I was kind of worried about ordering it from Amazon, being that there's a lot of fake ones of these out. A main thing to look for is usually right up here. There's a little taped piece of tape that has a model number. That's an easy way to tell it's fake. If it's real, it's got the part number down here on the side. Also, the fake ones, instead of opening up from the side like this, you actually open them up from the front and it lifts up. But this one so far looks real. Open this up. You got your instruction manuals, sticker, and then another way to tell is whenever you get this piece out of a fake one, this styrofoam or foam is extremely soft, but this is very dense, so it is a real one. Of course, it comes with the extended bolts and the bolt to put it together in the spring. This is the metal piece that you're going to bolt to the bottom of the diverter valve. And then there's the piston, the spring, and then this one goes in the back of it so that the solenoid can activate it. Hopefully I can get a chance to install this stuff today and let you guys know what I think. So here we are installing the Autotech intake on my 13 GTI. What you want to do is 2 clamps down there by the turbo. You're going to want to remove this top one and loosen it so that you can later pull this pipe up. And yes, there is duct tape on my PCV valve. I've broke it. There is a new one on order. You're going to want to take this clamp, loosen it to slide those 2 pipes apart. You're going to want to take off this bolt and this bolt off of the MAP sensor. Go ahead and tuck your MAP away somewhere securely. There's a clip right here. Clip here, pop this off. And then, if you can, remove this piece, connects down in there. There's a bolt sitting right there by the battery, and then a bolt back in behind the intake. Once you get all those undone, you can remove the intake. One thing I do want to mention, if you have a CBFA, there's the SAI plug. You just want to pinch these 2 sides, pull this out of the airbox. Also, this piece, there's 2 bolts. One right there, if you can see, and then the other one is, hopefully you can see it right in there. You want to actually get the whole airbox out. It makes it 100 times easier to get to them bolts. Once I get everything out, I'll come back and we'll check out the intake. So, for me personally, it's easier to put this adapter on the turbo first and then tighten the bottom clamp and then slide the intake into there and tighten that clamp. It's just easier, better access. Once it's in, you can plug in your PCV valve to the back of the intake, and then there is actually a mount included that bolts right into it. So here it is on the car. If Autotech ever watches this, I recommend you to move that port forward. Otherwise, you have to connect the PCV valve with the intake unhooked from here, and then it feels like it stretches it pretty excessively. Aside from that, everything bolts up pretty nice and fits in there quite well. Once I get everything finished and the cover back on, I'll take it for a drive and let you know.